This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all,
Just
this
stop.
is a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
For all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight, this is a beacon of hope and possibilities. This is proof that dreams dream big and dreams do come true. And ladies, don't let anybody tell you you are ever past your prime. Never give up.
Welcome to DBL. We're going to get right into it full boat today. That was Michelle Yeoh, who made history last night at the Academy Awards. She was the first Asian woman ever to win Best Actress for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Speaking of which, the movie cleaned up yesterday, taking home 7 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and nearly all of the acting categories. Kiwi Kwan and Jamie Lee Curtis took home awards for Best Supporting Actor and Actress. Let's have a look.
My journey started on a boat. I spent a year in a refugee camp. And somehow, I ended up here on Hollywood's biggest stage. They say stories like this only happen in the movies. I cannot believe it's happening to me. This is the American dream.
And my mother and my father were both nominated for Oscars in different categories. I just won an Oscar.
So Brendan Fraser won an Oscar for Best Actor for his performance in The Whale, beating out the other favorite, my favorite, Austin Butler. I really liked Elvis.
He was great.
I really did.
He was great.
So what did you guys think overall of Anything, Everywhere, all the awards at once? Did you guys agree with that?
It was my favorite movie of the year, by far. If you don't know what it is, it just shows you there's an infinite amount of universes that you could be in, and it shows you all kind of different kinds of universes, and you get to choose what path and destiny you want. It's a beautiful movie. It's about mothers and daughters, and I thought it was done just expertly. So
Deserving of all the awards?
For me, absolutely.
I mean, Tori, you were ground zero with this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, the reason I watched this was you told me about this 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, when it came out, it was a big splash.
This weekend, you need to watch it, and I did. I liked it. I did not know it was going to be the Titanic of 2023 and just clean up the way it did. I didn't see that coming because it was up against such great competition, but clearly it resonated with you and the rest of the world, and we saw that in the way that they did.
Yeah.
Any surprises last night for anybody?
Angela Bassett losing a little bit, but we're going to talk about that later.
Are we? We can talk about it right now.
We can.
Yeah.
So we're talking about it later.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we are talking about it later. Oh, there she is right now.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, I just felt for her, you know, because some people are slating her, saying basically she shouldn't show her dismayed face when she lost out. I don't understand why you can't show your true emotion, and like, this is a really big deal. This is a huge award. She's worked so hard for this, and like, it's okay to be sad in that moment. You don't have to put on the fake smile and the huge clap like, yeah, I just lost out something that meant the world to me. It's okay. It's okay.
I think we saw a real human moment, Erica.
Well, of course. I mean, well, for starters, Angela Bassett has had, I mean, her credits are unbelievable. She's been snubbed so many times when it really comes down to the recognition that she was due. I do feel that a lot of us felt like this was going to be her year. Obviously, she's picked up a host of other awards during award season. It felt like it was the culmination to the Oscars. Also, the idea that we're coming back for Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman isn't there, Rihanna singing, you know, the score that really brought the movie together to celebrate that, and we just kind of expected for her to win. And I think that when Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors came out after that and acknowledged her in that way, and I think we have that, I think that was kind of giving a feeling of what we were all kind of at home thinking. Yeah.
And
hey, Auntie, we love you.
It was like, hey, Auntie, we love you. Like, that's what we were all feeling. Like, you know, she's not my auntie. wish she were.
Let's hope she is. Yeah, I know.
She's my queen.
She's your queen. I also thought that moment was a bit surprising. Another moment that really got my heartstrings, though, was when Short Round and Indiana Jones hugged again from 1984 at Temple of Doom.
Beautiful.
And I thought their relationship in Temple of Doom was excellent. The acting was great. And to have him announce "You won again" this many years later, it was a lovely reunification, really.
And I just loved his overall enthusiasm for the night. I'm so happy he won, and he was so happy to be there, and it's so refreshing to see that. And I love that moment as well.
Absolutely.
So Jimmy Kimmel, he hosted the awards last night after last year's infamous slap, of course, and he didn't shy away from joking about it. Take a look.
We have strict policies in place. If anyone in this theater commits an act of violence at any point during the show, you will be awarded the Oscar for Best Actor and permitted to give a 19-minute long speech. No, but seriously, the Academy has a crisis team in place. If anything unpredictable or violent happens during the ceremony, just do what you did last year. Nothing.
Listen, I loved it. He called out the audience,
He did.
which I really loved, and he addressed it. It was just a short, little joke out. How'd you think he did overall?
As somebody that looks at performance almost like as my business, I was blown away at how professional he was and what he was tasked to do. As the MC, people think, well, he's a comic and talk show host, so come out, be funny, bring it. It's so much deeper than that.
It's a thankless job.
First of all, he's coming up to a room that's just people are just mulling around. He's got to settle the room down, let the people know that the show has begun. Crack some jokes, but not just fun jokes, jokes about an assault that happened last year, jokes that, people that are in the audience and people that were over that event mishandled. He had to make that funny and then slowly get people ready for the show to begin.
Within like a minute.
Yeah, he probably in about 3 minutes. He had to do all this, and that's why the MC of the show is so important. And it's almost a different skill than just stand-up. You can come out after you've done you can do stand-up after almost anything. But as an MC, you have to constantly, Erica had a wardrobe malfunction. MC needs to run out there for 2 minutes. Oh, Tori's mic isn't working. Send the MC back out, and you're supposed to be so good at your job, no one notices you.
Right. Well, I'll say this. I went to my first award show this year, so I didn't understand what I'm used to seeing as an audience member at home. It's not as simple because you see everything that's happening. You're not focused on what we're just seeing on television. So from the noise in the room to just getting, especially these stars, they come together and they will just stand in the aisle and chat.
Totally.
And it's 30 seconds to show, 15 seconds to show. And I'm like, how are they going to move all these bodies? And then there's a hype person that's in between what's happening, on television. I was flabbergasted because I had never seen it from that angle, being in the audience, and now I have a much different respect, to Al's point, of how the show goes on.
Yeah, I used to MC at the Comedy Store, and it was just always exhausting, and no one really. But you have to be the one to keep it pacing.
Right. Yeah. It was for hours as well. This isn't an hour-long show where he's going on maybe 5 times for a minute at a time. Ow.
Yeah. I thought he did a great job, and a little inside baseball with the room tone. A lot of people at home
that was what 30 seconds.
It was great.
Tone.
Coming up on DBL, we're continuing our talk about the Oscars, including Lady Gaga going makeup-free on stage. And what do you think of her Top Gun performance overall? Stephanie Jones is breaking down all of the fashion from last night. Stick around.
Yes, I did enjoy watching last night. We're going to talk about, excuse me, one of my favorites on the red carpet later on fashion, but I do want to say Cara Delevingne is a supermodel.
Excuse me. Sorry, we're just getting told some information.
Don't mention. I'm not going to talk. Okay. Shut up, Tori. Got it.
Usually I just text you that.
Yeah, you just said.
I was going to ask you, Tori, have you ever had a bad MC situation?
Yes, I have. Are we on or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I introduced Judd Apatow he did a drop-in, and as he was walking in, I bumped into him and all his papers and notes fell.
Oh.
And he was trying out all new material. So
he
really
was
good.
trying out.
Yeah, it was not
now
good.
He's doing old material.
In the misses,
Steph, do you MC that
have the
Yeah, I have done in the
Still in
past,
prompter.
and
Perfect. And then if
it
we
was
get to the
it was so
headdress. Okay, great.
exhilarating.
Right,
I
it's great.
loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I thought it was a rather chill and mellow Oscar. Is that what you're still talking about? Sorry, I got
Yeah, no.
I thought it was a pretty nice, chill, like there wasn't. It was just kind of like enjoyable, entertaining, and it moved, but it wasn't like. Sometimes it's a little like over the top. Sometimes I thought it was a nice, the right tone.
It was so good. And I
Yeah.
felt like Jimmy handled everything so well. Like he addressed everything that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
He did make a joke of it without upsetting anybody. And he like towed the line really, really well of it
Yeah.
being funny, yet like completely unoffensive in any way. And that is so hard.
Especially now.
That is so hard in like today's climate.
Without somebody.
Wow. Remember in the
being
middle
offended, yeah.
when he said, I guess don't you kind of wish we had the slap now? Yeah. That was funny.
And did you know that Will Smith has been banned for 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you're Will Smith, are you watching the Oscars?
I would totally watch because I want to know what people are going to say.
Yeah,
You
your
know
industry.
they're going to be talking about
You
it. They-
definitely watched Chris Rock's special.
I heard
was
he
hurt by
didn't,
that.
but he was hurt.
No, he's.
Somebody roll the clip.
Let's make sure we have Jeff's sex tape.
Wow, things are getting spicy here at DBL.
Cold-hearted snake, look into his eyes.
Let's roll that again, everybody.
Welcome back to DBL. It was Hollywood's biggest night, but who slayed the champagne carpet at the Oscars? For this, we turn to our fashion expert, Stephanie Jones. Steph, so who'd you love overall?
Oh my gosh, you know what? It was actually a fabulous year. Everyone turned out so brilliantly well. My favourites are Michelle Yeoh. She was wearing Dior. I think, you know, as an older woman, it's very hard to know how to dress, how to feel secure, and a lot of women like covering up but still showing skin, and I think she's done that really well by having a really sheer chest, but she's still exposing her arms. Honestly, fabulous, so chic, and her jewellery was to die for. I don't know if anyone else saw that huge pear rock on her finger, but it was gorgeous. Cara Delevingne in Elie Saab just stole the show for me. Her Bulgari necklace was gorgeous, the ruffles, everything, and she's just got the figure to pull off the accentuation without looking frumpy. We've got Rihanna in Alaya. Now, oh my gosh, this is pregnancy chic. This is how you turn up on a red carpet if you're pregnant and want to like completely wow a crowd. And her performance outfit also was just gorgeous. We've got Jamie Lee Curtis. I really loved this dress, how sheer it was, very elegant. Like I was saying earlier, she's covered up her arms, her shoulders, very flattering with like the bodice detail on the outside of the dress, and it just looks so flawless with her hair. Stunning. And then we've got Janelle Monáe. Now, this is so fabulous, so fun. The color blocking is gorgeous.
I love her choker too.
Oh, she just looks so chic, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And then this is just like the pretty girl of the night. Halle Bailey in Dolce & Gabbana. I mean, everything about this look is flawless. Her hair, the jewelry, the color of the dress. She just looks so beautiful. And this is Little Mermaid.
Very on brand.
Yeah, but like sophisticated. It's not like I'm a fish. You know what I mean? You could have shown up being like I'm Super Mermaid.
Lord.
Is a mermaid
so,
a fish?
Steph, I'm curious, when you look at Jamie Lee Curtis and Michelle Yeoh,
Yes.
and going with those lighter creams and whites,
Yeah.
how far in advance do they know that the red carpet isn't red? Because I'm questioning,
they matched it.
like how just because there isn't that, you know, separation,
contrast.
right? So do they know in advance?
The stylist will definitely know in advance, although like the dresses are picked out not that far before, you know, because each dress as well will probably be going to a few different actresses that gets to pick, and it goes in a hierarchy upon which they'll move it down to the next person. But I think it's very spring, it's very flattering, especially for like both their skin colorings, very fair, pale skin. They look stunning. I think it looks chicer than having a bold contrast. I think it looks like more subdued, very spring, very
Minimal, kind of.
minimal chic. Yeah.
Well, Al, I don't want to leave you out. I don't want to leave you out. Any looks for you, Fashion Jackson?
You know, I liked Harry Shum Jr. I know we're going to keep it moving, but
Yeah.
I thought his tux was really dope. I loved it.
Let's see it.
Look at the night. Oh,
yeah, like an obi, like the kimono obi right there.
That is
one of
good.
the coolest tuxes I've ever
That's
seen.
Yeah,
different.
very graphic.
So, Steph, any misses for you from last night?
You know what? This is really hard because genuinely, I'm scraping the barrel here, and I don't really want to say there were misses. They just weren't as wow. Okay.
It's a compliment to the show.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett was wearing Louis Vuitton. I just wasn't a big fan of the velvet and the shoulder pads. I mean, it's
a lot of fabric.
That screams Super Mermaid to me.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's nice, but it's not wow. We've got Florence Pugh and Valentino. Again, I like the oversized with the leg and everything. She's got the figure to pull it off. The jewelry's cool. She looks very young and funky, but I'm just not in love with it. And then Winnie Harlow is so striking to me, and I think she can wear anything. But this Archive Armani Privé dress, I just feel like it wore her more than she wore it. And she's just stunning, isn't she? So.
So, Steph, before we go, we only have a couple seconds left. I have to know, what did you think of the dress worn by singer and songwriter Thames? Okay, let's put that up there right now. People.
Where have we got a picture?
Well, I think we're going to have a picture. There it is. So people behind her, when I was watching the show, I'm like, wow, what if your first time at the Oscars, you can't even see past her?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I am sat in the audience, I am going to be so miffed off. I am
so
not
mad,
going to be happy. And it's hours you're sat in that audience seeing nothing but the back of some tool.
And let's be honest,
but she looks amazing.
Right.
She looks amazing. And I tell you what, her styling team have done her a favour, because whilst everyone in that room may have hated her, we're all talking about her. She looks incredible, and like that might set her on the map for bigger and better things than a few people behind that weren't winning anything and a bit annoyed.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Wow,
we'll just assume they were seat fillers.
Yeah, let's just hope they were. Because imagine waiting your whole life to get there.
You guys are nice giving the benefit of the doubt. I would have been like, excuse me.
No, I would have been mad. I would have been mad. Like, no one's going to be sat behind, like, loving life. Let's be honest. That's the most annoying thing ever. But I think it was very tactical on her behalf, and I think it served her well.
Yeah,
of course.
I would have been like, do you like seafood? Because that's a little shellfish. There we go. Coming up on DBL. I knew Tori would like that. We're not done with the Oscars yet, or our puns. Was Hugh Grant rude during this pre-interview? Ooh, this is cringy. We're going to talk about this coming up next.
The Federal Trade Commission says Social Security scams are one of the most common government imposter scams. So we're going to tell you about two of the most popular ways scammers are trying to target your money and your personal information using these sources. First is the phone scam. Social Security says it will only call in rare circumstances, and if they do, you'll almost always be expecting the call. Meanwhile, scammers call out of the blue. Here's how the scam works. The scammer will call you, sometimes with a faked caller ID that says Social Security. Once you answer, they'll say your benefits are being suspended because of suspected fraud, or that they can increase them if you act now, but they need money, banking information, or personal data. But this is not how SSA works. A representative can't unilaterally cancel or increase your benefits on the spot. If there's an issue with your benefits, you'll get notices in the mail and in your online account asking for more information before they're suspended. However, just because you get a letter in the mail doesn't mean you should always trust it. The second most common Social Security scam comes in the mail. Here's how it works. Scammers send letters warning about an issue. They use the SSA's real logos and even the names of actual people who work there. To resolve the issue, they'll ask you to call a number which belongs to the scammer and then ask you to reveal your personal information. If you do get a letter in the mail or any other suspicious communication, make sure to only respond to it through a trusted method like SSA's online portal, the National Call Center at 800-772-1213, or by contacting your local office directly. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. That was the high energy performance of Natu Natu, which was the first song from an Indian film to win an Oscar. I love that.
It was amazing.
That was a great part. Rihanna also performed Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. There she is, Yas. And Lady Gaga wasn't supposed to perform. We actually talked about it, but she did. She showed up on stage with no makeup and ripped jeans to the stripped-down performance of her song, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick. Watch. All right, where do we start? Any favorites? Did you like that stripped-down performance?
Yeah, to me it was like she was a cadet on the way with the backpack on the way to the Air Force. It was very Top Gun to me.
She's a cadet that missed a note. Yeah,
She was pitchy. She was pitchy. He's right. He's right. He's right.
What? You turn all the way around.
He's right.
I'm going to go to Steph next.
Yeah.
But Erica,
she was pitchy.
Steph, did she miss a note?
She was pitchy.
She miss a note?
She did, but it was still
Okay, I'm not saying it was bad.
It was a live performance.
Pitchy dog. It was pitchy dog.
It's a little pitchy.
Remember that? Randy Jackson.
I do remember. I do remember.
It was a little pitchy.
How about Rihanna?
Okay.
Everyone loved it?
Okay, Rihanna can do no wrong.
No, I mean, she is like pregnant. She's just on the Super Bowl. She's showing up looking absolutely fabulous after doing no live performances for, gosh, like 7 years or something, just smashing it out of the park. Her, like, boo is in the audience looking so cute, supporting her. I loved it. I'm like, more. Give me more.
She's had a great story.
I'm not saying anything
Good year
bad.
for her as well. Yeah.
All right, so Hugh Grant is also making headlines for this awkward interview with Ashley Graham. Take a look.
Do you have your hopes up for anyone?
No one in particular.
Okay, well, what are you wearing tonight then?
Just my suit.
Your suit? Who
Yeah.
made your suit? You didn't make it.
I can't remember, my tailor.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the tailor.
Yeah.
So tell me, what does it feel like to be in Glass Onion? It was such an amazing film. I really loved it. I love a thriller. How fun is it to shoot something like that?
Well, I'm barely in it. I'm in it for about 3 seconds.
Yeah, but still, you showed up and you had fun, right?
Almost.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Ouch. I watched that live. Look at Hugh's reaction to the whole thing after. He kind of rolls his eyes. And I think in his head he's saying, that's why you don't have influencers on the red carpet. That's what I think he's saying. Yep, I said it. I said it. I don't think she did a great job. I think he was a complete jerk.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She didn't have the right questions. She wasn't thinking on her feet. She was throwing out whatever she had left in her bag, and it wasn't a lot. I'm sorry.
fair.
That's fair.
That is
I'm
fair.
sorry.
I think that's fair.
No, I think it's fair, but I do think, you know, there was a level of decorum that was certainly missed by Hugh.
Absolutely.
And he could have showed up a little bit more and been a bit more graceful towards her.
But for instance, like he was presenting with Annie McDowell. Perfect question. 4 weddings and a funeral. You two are reunited. Talk to me about that. I agree. The questions were a little like, what do you...
Stale.
Yeah. But again, I was like, don't be a jerk. Just don't be a jerk. Even if it's bad questions, don't be a jerk. And he was.
And it's you're allowed to be kind of a novice at things. This is not her lane. And there's a time in everybody's career, I'm sure in our career, where you either interviewed somebody that was much higher above you, and instead of making a fool out of you, they pulled you aside. They were like, Jeff, Erica, that was fine, but here's how you handle that next time. And when you're really vulnerable the way she was, and he could tell that she was a newbie at this, he really could have helped her out. I didn't understand his reaction. She did not do great, but I don't think it deserved that.
He didn't want to be there, and there was nothing that was going to change that. That was pretty obvious. Somebody on his team at some point said, no, you have to walk down the carpet as opposed to around the carpet, and he begrudgingly did it.
Passive-aggressively, you're right.
Ashley Graham ran into him in that moment. I mean, it's just clear he doesn't necessarily want to be doing press.
Right.
I might have lost out on a couple jobs with some YouTubers and still mad about it. Maybe that's what happened. All right, we'll be right back.
There's confusion and uproar over whether Walgreens will dispense an abortion pill called mifepristone. The nation's second-largest pharmacy chain has issued seemingly contradicting statements since it first announced plans to become a certified abortion pill distributor earlier this year. So, let's verify. Is Walgreens currently distributing abortion pill mifepristone? Our sources are the Food and Drug Administration, abortion research and policy nonprofit the Guttmacher Institute, the Mayo Clinic, and Walgreens. Mifepristone is part of an FDA-approved pill regimen that ends a pregnancy if taken within the first 10 weeks. The Guttmacher Institute estimates it's used in more than half of all abortions nationwide. This year, the FDA changed the rules to allow certified pharmacies to dispense the medication instead of requiring a doctor to administer it. But right now, If your doctor prescribed this for you, Walgreens is still waiting on certification, so it's not able to fill it. So why are people calling for boycotts? On January 5th, Walgreens told several news outlets it will work to become a certified distributor. Nearly a month later, Republican attorneys general from 20 states sent a letter to Walgreens threatening legal action if its pharmacists begin distributing mifepristone in their states. About half represent states where medication abortion is legal. 2 weeks later, Walgreens responded to each attorney general individually, saying it does not intend to dispense mifepristone within your state, even those whose states currently legally allow it. Walgreens' response prompted uproar from some who saw this as the company bowing to political pressure. On March 6th, California Governor Gavin Newsom announced California won't do business with Walgreens because of their new policy. Later that day, Walgreens issued a statement saying it plans to dispense mifepristone in any jurisdiction where it is legally permissible to do so, consistent with federal and state law. Throughout all this back and forth, Walgreens has not yet begun to distribute mifepristone. This is because the pharmacy says it's not yet certified to do so in any state. So, no, Walgreens is not currently distributing mifepristone. Rite Aid and CVS say they also plan to get certified to distribute abortion pills where possible under state law. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Weather can take a toll on your health. Let's connect the dots. Allergies, infections, and even more severe conditions like heart disease can all be impacted by wacky weather. Why? Experts say it's because our bodies can't acclimate in just a few hours. It can take days or even weeks. That's because the human body has to work pretty hard to maintain our body temperature. And when the outside thermometer gets out of whack, that takes a toll. Sudden temperature changes can also leave us more vulnerable to bacterial and viral infections. And the stress on our bodies can also impact our hearts, with a study finding temperature shifts can be associated with increased mortality. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back. Do you want to have whiter teeth but don't want to deal with the messy strips or sensitivity that goes with it? Well, you're in luck. The brand that brought you Power Whitening Gel has created new Smile Active's Pro Whitening Gel with 33% greater whitening power. Effective tooth whitening can be achieved at home by simply adding the Pro Whitening Gel to toothpaste every time you brush. No change to your routine, no extra time or effort needed. In a clinical study, users saw an improvement of up to 8 shades after using the gel for 30 days. Smile Active is safe and effective and will work on crowns, bonding, and dentures. Order today for a special buy one, get one free offer. Don't wait to get your brighter, whiter smile. Call 800-700-4040, 800-700-4040. Or visit smileactives.com today. It was just fun to say it twice.
It was. It's a good number.
It was a good number.
I have a really good number. I told the T-Mobile guy when I first had it, I was like, I'm not that smart. I need some help. And he got me a number that's real easy, and I've had it ever since.
Okay, what is it?
I was totally gonna ask what it was. I was like, wait a second.
It is something like 800. Like, it's like real easy, though. Real easy.
I'm gonna find out in 4 seconds because we gotta go in 2. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.